In this video, we'll be writing a basic calculator that performs addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We'll start with declaring variables to store the user input. So we will need two doubles. One is called num1 and the other one is called num2. We also need a character called operation. The next step is to actually get the user input for the first number, the operation, and the second number. So we'll write a cout message asking the user to enter first number so they know what is expected of them. And we'll store that result into the variable number1. I'm going to copy those lines and add them, paste them twice and just change a few things. So for the second number, it's going into num2, and for the operation, we just want to specify to the user what operations we have available in this program, and we want to store the result into operation. Let's compile and run, make sure we haven't got any syntax errors, and that the program is actually working as expected to this point. So it's not really doing the addition, but it's taking two numbers and an operator. So let's now go to the second or third part, which is to perform calculations based on the selected operation. Let's use a switch for this part, and we will be passing in the operation. And I'll make the end be here. Just sort of align this properly. Now for the addition, let's write the addition or the case for the addition. Let's see out to the user the value of num1. Sorry, I should have put that in double quotes. Plus num2, the value of num2, and equal to, the result would be num1 plus num2. And let's end with a new line. And we won't forget to break. If we don't break, it will run all the other cases. Now let's just make sure this actually works properly and that I haven't made any major syntax errors. So if we say 4 plus 4, we get 8. So up to this point, the program is working as expected. Let's copy those lines and use them for the other cases. Sorry, I don't know what I've copied, but definitely not the right thing. Now we just need to change the operator and change that to minus instead of plus. And we can do the same for multiplication. Just change 3 things. Let's compile and run to make sure the program is doing the minus. So minus looks good. Let's do multiply. So for multiplication, 4 times 4, that's 16. So the program is working correctly up to this point. Now for the division, it's slightly a bit more because what we want to do is we want to check for the division by 0. So let's do the division case. Now this is in the normal case, we will perform normal division. But before we do this, we actually need to check if num2 is not equal to 0. Only then we would perform this line or display that line. Now, in the case where the user actually, user puts in a 0 for the second number, that's when we want to see out to the user that they cannot divide by 0. All right. Next, we want to break. That's important. And let's just make sure this works. So let's perform the normal division. So that's 4 divided by 4 is 1. And now let's do the 4 divide by 0. And that says it cannot divide by 0. So it's working as expected. But what happens if we try to put in some invalid operation like a first like a dollar sign instead of anything that's out of this range. So we see that the program doesn't really do anything because we haven't accommodated a case for a dollar sign. So we can always have that default case for anything that is invalid. So that's going to be our default case. And in this case, we can tell the user that let me just copy what I've put in here. So operation can only be one of, probably just like this. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'll put that in the wrong place. Let me just undo, and I don't know how to copy it yet. And so you don't really need a break after the default, but it's good practice to do because anyway, by default, it will be the last case. But we'd like to explicitly put it as good practice because we don't want to do things the default way. So let's compile and run and just see how the program behaves when we put in an invalid operator like a dollar sign. So now it says the operation can only be one of these four. So that's pretty much it. It is a simple calculator, but I hope it was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.